I recently stopped seeing my therapist, which is either good or bad news. Depends. I had to stop seeing her because she was too old. She was too old for me. For instance, she didn't know what Instagram was. And I was like, but that's the reason I'm seeing you, right? Like, if you don't... It's like going to a dentist who's like, what's soda, right? Like, it's... You need to know the reason I'm seeing you. One thing my therapist taught me, that was good advice. She told me it's okay to be single. If you want to be single, the only way to get someone to love you is to love yourself. So I started taking myself out on dates. A couple months ago, I took myself to a murder mystery dinner. Everyone thought I did it. I was the number one suspect. All of the other couples like, he killed the maid. It was him. And I was just like, I'm dating myself. They're like, yeah, he's the murderer. We know the answer. There's no mystery anymore. Here's something you guys might not know. If you're the only person sitting at a Benihana hibachi table, the chef still puts on the entire show. Did you guys know that? There's no crowd minimum for hibachi. You get it all. The onion volcano. He's juggling knives. And he expects you to catch all the shrimp in your mouth. And it is a lot of shrimp for one person. I was catching my fair share. And while it was happening, I was reminded of this one time. I was about 8 years old, and I went to hibachi with my 85-year-old grandmother. And for some reason, that hibachi chef still thought that she could catch shrimp in her mouth. 8 pieces of hot, oily shrimp struck my grandmother in the forehead, neck, and chest. He had terrible aim, and he was laughing about it. And I'm 8 years old, I get mad. So I stand up and I yell, "Stop throwing shrimp at my grandma!" Which, remembering that, I'm convinced is the funniest thing to ever be yelled out at a Japanese restaurant, right? Like, I don't think anyone else here has ever said that. Funniest thing in a Japanese restaurant is a bold claim which was proven wrong immediately. Swear to God, while I was sitting there having hibachi alone, thinking of my grandmother, the only other people in this restaurant were middle-aged couples sitting behind me. And they were having sushi for the first time, and I know that because when the sushi arrived, the man said out loud, "Huh, I've never had avocado before." Never? So I turn and look, and a piece of shrimp hits me in the back of the head. As I watch this guy take his fork, plunge it into the wasabi. And sure enough, he put the entire forkful into his mouth, pulled it out clean. At which point he yelled out the greatest thing ever yelled out at a Japanese restaurant, which is, "Wow! Avocado's spicy!" I just kept watching him, hoping he would drink the soy sauce. And yell, "Wow, this coffee is salty! Japanese food is different!"